Hello, everyone. It's me. It's your girl, Sia Knight. I am the mobile notary mentor, and I am here to help new notaries figure out ways to make the most out of their commission. I talk about how to start your business, how to price your services, and how to properly fill out forms. So, today in this video, I'm going to talk about money and when do I get my money? Okay, so before we get started, I just need to remind you that the new Notary Workshop is coming up soon. I have information about it down below in the links, as well as the new Notary Mastermind. So if you are a newer notary and you need some help on the first end for the new notary workshop, if you want information on how to properly fill out forms, information on how to price your services, how to advertise. That's what we cover primarily. It's a 2 hour session. It's live on Zoom. And so, real people, we're going to interact. That's great. The next offering is at the new Notary Mastermind. So actually a lot of the people who go to the new Notary Workshop, they want to continue. So they join the new Notary Mastermind, which is a place where we have real-time business coaching. And this is where you can bring your information, your questions, your problems with your notary business, and we all put our heads together to get your business going and get it successful. So those links are in the bio, but enough of all that because I'm here to talk about money and I'm here to talk about when when do I get my money? I had a comment. Someone had a question about general notary work, and that's all I really talk about. I talk about general notary work, and I also talk about Ron as well. But for general notary work, do you get the payment in advance? What do you do? What kinds of payments do you take? And let me just break it down for you. First of all, for general notary work, it's typically a very fast transaction. It's usually maybe 10, 15 minutes at the most, um, typically. So when I say general notary work, I mean sometimes someone needs a letter notarized saying that they are paying $600 a month in rent and blah, blah, blah for someone. So those are the types of things that fit under general notary work. So for that, I would attach a loose leaf acknowledgement and they'll be on their way. Other types of things, adoption papers, wills, um, powers of attorney, documents that say that a parent has the permission for the other parent to take their child out of the country and to use a passport. Those are all general notary work, right? So the answer to the question that the viewer asked is I get paid on the spot. So before I come out, I make sure that they know my price and they also know and often I would say 70% of the time they ask what what forms of payment I take. So here's my philosophy. I want to make it easy for people to pay me. So I will take Square, I take Cash, I take Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. There's most forms ten of money. That's what I take. However, the one form of payment that I don't take checks. And it's just interesting because nowadays you could just kind of really deposit a check right then and there. But I just, no, no, I don't take checks. And that's a policy of mine. It's a personal preference, and it's up to you how you want to set your business up. So I don't have, and the question that the person asked really was do they pay you in advance or after the work has been uh, rendered? And it's really after the notarization is complete, that's when I take payment. And then the other part of the question that the person asked was, Have you ever had someone who didn't pay you? And initially I was like, No, that's never happened," but that's not true. That's actually not true. There was one time where it was general notary work. A woman had purchased a car online. The car had been delivered, and so they needed someone to notarize the transaction. The young lady who purchased the car was like, "Okay, I'll pay you." Excuse me, "What form of payment do you take?" I said, and I let her know. And then the gentleman from the car dealership said, "Oh no, we'll take care of that." And then I'm like, "Okay, well, here we," and he's like, "Oh no, that all comes out in the transaction. There's a someone has to cut a check and someone has to blah blah blah." And then the young lady again was like, "Well, let me just go ahead and pay you." And then the gentleman was insistent, was like, "No, no, no, no." So I got the information because he was like, "I need an invoice." So right now, first of all, I was ready for him because in the Square app, you can invoice someone right then and there. So I was like, "Okay, here, you give me your email address." Sent him the invoice. Um, I never got paid on that one. Sent him the invoice, emailed the dealership 2 or 3 times. The dealership is out of town. Um, and just I just had to chalk it up to the game. So the answer to that question, after I really thought about it, was yes, I have been not paid for that, for a service rendered, but very few and far between. Out of hundreds of transactions, only once has it happened. Okay. So that's it, everybody. Hopefully, I've answered the question for the viewer, and hopefully, I've given you more insight about payment, what types of payments I take, and when I get paid. So, if you have any other questions, please make sure you put them in comment below. Make sure, hey, have you subscribed? Have you subscribed to the channel? If not, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. I am almost to 5,000 subbies. My kids would cringe if they heard me say that, but people who have subscribed, I'm up to 5,000, almost at 5,000. So help me get there, and hit the notification bell to let you know when I come up with new information. So thank you so much, everyone. And just like the people say, happy signing.